Hello and welcome to this video. On this video, I'm going to be doing a quick review on the Monoprice Mini 3D printer. So this is what it looks like basically as it comes out of the box, except you will need to buy the filament separately. In this case, we have Hatchbox 1.75 millimeter PLA type filament, but you can also buy other filaments such as ABS. So the filament ends up being fed up through here to the extruder, and the extruder feeds it down into the hot end, and the hot end is where it gets deposited onto the stage. And in this case, you use masking tape for the stage so that as you start to build your 3D model, it'll stick. And this has 3-axis stepper motors that drive the print head so that as the hot end moves, it'll deposit almost like a precision hot glue gun, you might think of it that way. Now, in order to use this, you're going to need some software in order to create your models. So we're going to talk about that here in just a second. In order to use your 3D printer, you're going to need some pretty robust CAD software, and you're going to need a really good computer. So all of our computers have solid-state drives, very fast CPUs, and lots of RAM. And the 3 programs we typically run for CAD are SolidWorks, Autodesk Fusion 360, ANSYS Design Modeler. Now, Autodesk Fusion 360 is free under certain circumstances. If you're using it as a hobbyist or if you're a business and you're making less than a certain dollar amount, currently it's been offered for free, which is good. Now, after you create something in SolidWorks, you're going to output the file as a .stl file. You're going to send that to a program called Cura, which is going to turn it into G-code that you can put on your micro SD card that you can then put onto your printer and start your printing application. So we're going to show you an example of printing a gear and maybe a couple of other items that we've done. We've actually been using this printer for 2 weeks solid and created lots of different things out of it. And so we'll show you some of those things and what the CAD files look like. This is the Cura software screen, and on it I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the settings we use, and this would be for the Hatchbox PLA. So it's got a filament size of 1.75 millimeters, so our layer height is 0.175. Now you can divide that by 2 if you want the layer height to be thinner, but it's going to take a lot longer to print, but you will get finer resolution. Our shell thickness is 0.8, and you do want to enable retraction. And then the bottom top thickness is 0.8 millimeters. The fill density is 20%. The print speed is 50, and 50 is about the maximum you want to do so that you get a reasonably good build out of your 3D print. The printing temperature in our case is between 200 and 205. We have it set to 205. The bed temperature is 60. And then, of course, down lower you specify the filament diameter and the flow and the nozzle size. On ours is 0.4. So those are our basic settings that we use to get some pretty decent 3D prints. And we'll show you how all that works in just a second. So now that you've seen how the printer functions on printing a gear like this, which is pretty cool, you can see some of the things that we've made already in the last couple of weeks. We made an SD card holder, a couple of little devices. These are like first artifacts of something we're working on. Of course, another gear. And we got a few other things, projects we're working on, but we're currently doing a first artifact test on one of them to see its heat resistance. It's something for a car. So we want to make sure it can stand up to the Arizona summers. Anyway, that's some sweet little printer for the price. Heck of a good deal. And that's all there is to this video. Thank you for watching.